I didn't bring you a beverage. Okay, you have your water.
I have my water.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Cafecito Time. Chingo Bling and my beautiful, amazing, wonderful wife with a stiff neck. Inhale the good shit. Exhale.
I can't even turn that way. Y'all have this. Pete done said I had meningitis, y'all.
This episode is one we should have filmed. That way they could see how you look. You move like RoboCop.
And that's so funny because I told you that I went to junior high and there was a man, one of the principals. He was like that, so he had to turn his whole body to look at you. But I think he had back surgery or something. We actually called him RoboCop, and he knew that's what they called him.
Look at karma.
Look at karma.
Look at karma.
This is a hot mess.
Literally. Well, we're recording this at night, so it's bourbon time, cafecito time.
Yeah, that way. Is that what you're drinking?
A little bit. While you want some more?
Oh.
No, not if you're taking pain pills.
I'm about to take that muscle relaxer as soon as this episode's done. Y'all, I do not know what I did. I literally was fine, and then all of a sudden I get in the car, and I'm like, dang, my neck hurts bad. What did I do?
Well, to those listening, sometimes you just like pull some shit, right? I'm sure people can chime in the comments. Like, sometimes, I don't know, you just pinch something, pull something.
Yeah,
a little spasm. There's words for all that stuff, right? Stiff neck.
Are you going to be free anytime? Because I want to paint this living room.
Whoa.
We're going to paint this living room the color of our island. And then I can't wait to show everybody what our living room's going to look like.
Oh, that's the color you want for sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know for a fact that's what I want because it's going to look so good. And it's going to be so cozy in here now. Perfect for Christmas. It's going to be so good, y'all. I was talking to my aunt yesterday because, shout out to Lola Bear. She turned 1 year old.
We hiring somebody to do the paint?
I was hoping you were going to do it to save some money, but that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but probably they wouldn't charge much for this little space anyway. So
it just might be worth paying only because it's curved right there and all the little details of like the window. But anyway, go on.
One of your dad's people or one of the Lila's
people. I know a bunch of paint.
Anyway, it's funny. We went to my niece's first birthday party, and man, their house was kind of cool. It was really, I love all the yard they had, and
yeah, that was a real cool crew.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so I told my aunt, I was talking to my aunt, I was like, damn. And then she goes, well, just sell your house. I was like, I've only been living in it 3 years. I haven't even decorated that house. And she goes, they all turned around to look at me. I was like, it hasn't. I've been there 3 years. I've never decorated this house. And then I was like, this is the first house we live in that's taken me. Usually it's like I'm on it. Go, go, go. That's the first thing I do. And it's just like, I didn't even know what to do. Like, I didn't know where to start. But my aunt came and she said one room at a time. So we're starting with this room. Mm-hmm. And it's very reasonable because there's like really nothing to do in here.
Did you tell her about the paint idea?
Yes. And she said it's going to be so cozy.
Okay.
Don't get cozy.
I've seen on like TikTok or Instagram or something like how they recommend you're supposed to do the trim and then the ceiling.
Ooh.
Like you might want to ask your aunt about that because I'd hate for you to be like, it's kind of cozy, but it's just not exactly what I envisioned.
Oh, you're supposed to do the ceiling. Y'all, if y'all are into painting, y'all know anything about that, I'm going to need y'all to tell us because as y'all can see,
we're about to have a project on our hands.
We're about to have a project, and then I'm going to show y'all. So we'll do a before, and then we'll do an after. That way y'all have an idea. But anyway, that's a real dumb thing to talk about while we're on this.
Not really, because guess what? We need somebody to send them super chats.
Super chat. Oh, yeah, and then I saw someone else that said that decorates houses, and it says stop doing that one accent wall. Don't do accent walls anymore. Either do the whole room or don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. Because it's more work. Like if you ever decide, I guess, to sell your home, and I guess this only applies to people who, which if you think about it, we're about to come up to our anniversary of living in houses for 5 years, and then we bounce.
Real quick, I just realized that 2015 is about to be 11 years ago. Can you imagine that? 2015 is about to be 11 years ago. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because 2015 seems like, it's a couple years ago.
That's when we met.
A couple years ago, yeah, we just met.
2014. We'd only been together a year.
Started doing stand-up.
Kind of, sort of.
And then you blink, and then boom, 2026.
And then blink, and your child's 7. Blink, your child's 4.
Have you seen those memes where it's like, it's the year 2020, 2026?
Mm-hmm. And then?
Where it's like a dystopian, can you imagine in 2015, what did you imagine 2026 was going to be like? Like, man, it's going to be the future. We're going to have flying cars.
Well, I remember when I was class of 2000, and I remember the T-shirts that we had. I seriously, y'all, carried that 5th grade T-shirt around for the longest.
Wait, 5th grade?
Yeah, we got T-shirts. Our end of the year T-shirts said class of 2000
for high school.
We were going into we were going into junior high, right? Mm-hmm. And I just remember thinking like, oh my God, that's so long from now. And I mean, I never thought. I mean, the year 2000 just sounded like insane. Like, I mean, just remember everybody was scared too. Like the computers are gonna go out, and blah blah blah.
What's gonna
happen?
I
mean. You sent me that crazy video from Thug Nasty.
Oh yeah, the thing.
Okay,
that
he might be on a whole other level than where I'm at right now.
It's too hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people are there, and I don't know about y'all, all the people that are listening, but if you're a Christian, then you know that one day God's going to come and pick up His church, and we're all about to go. Those who did great will one day rejoice. I will rejoice. Anyway, I wanted to sing this song. And,
so Thug Nasty first.
So, yeah.
For context, let me try to remember some of the stuff he was saying. Bryce Mitchell, UFC star, and some people would say conspiracy theorist, but to me, a lot of the stuff ain't conspiracy. It's just like Bible-based or something. But anyway, and he's like a flat earther, stuff like that. But anyway, he posted this video. He was like, y'all better get ready to shoot it out. And I'm like, what? He's like, he basically said like, ain't gonna be nowhere to run. He's like, they're poisoning the water for those that want to stay and live off the land. You're not gonna be able to really farm. They put junk, Roundup, whatever the hell that shit is, glyphosate in the soil, in the water.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that word.
Yeah, it's that chemical that is really bad for you, allegedly. And he was basically saying like, I'm not gonna get the mark of the beast. They gonna put that mark of the beast on you, and I'm not gonna get it.
He's gonna shoot him up.
He said, y'all need to get hit, and he starts smiling too. He's like, y'all need to get ready to get. He's like, where you gonna run?
Yeah.
He's like, they're poisoning everything. They're spraying stuff in the sky. I want to watch that movie, Climate Trails.
Oh, where's that?
By Hibbler Productions. The guy that, actually, a mutual friend of ours, of Bryce Mitchell and myself.
Oh.
Because when I met Bryce Mitchell, I texted Hibbler. I was like, I finally got to meet Thug Nasty. He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That stuff was scary to me. I hadn't really been on social media. And so I was looking at the DMs that you sent me. And I was just like, oh. And I was home by myself. You had taken the girls to dance. And so I was like, I actually had gone on there because they wanted us to like a post of the hive. And I was like, okay, let me get on this social. And the reason I don't like to get on social media when I'm busy doing something is I start to... Oh,
you don't want to get distracted.
I don't like to get distracted. But anyway, so then I started looking at the DMs, and that's when I saw yours. And then I was just like, well, I'm home alone. That's not really what I wanted to hear. It was almost like a blessing in disguise when you called me. Literally, I had just looked at it, and then you called and said, do you want to go to Stomping Grounds for dinner? And I was like, oh my God, heading there now. Because it was like, yeah, I mean, all that stuff is scary to talk about. And it's like, because I never thought that would ever, I mean, none of what's going on I ever thought would happen. To be honest with you, the craziness that we're going through right now, the government shutdowns, the airports are crazy right now because no one's showing up to work.
And SNAP debate, like basically, like for example, George Lopez on Facebook, he's been going ham, like every time I have to get on there to post and I open up the app, 9 times out of 10, it's him, George Lopez, a comedian, like a text post of him saying like, you know, just all political stuff. And I just kind of look at it and laugh because he's like, oh yeah, this guy's, you know, orale, Stephen Miller, quién sabe qué. Meanwhile, you know, this vato's throwing Great Gatsby parties and people's benefits. But the thing, so basically he was making a big point also by like, look at how bad Trump is because they taken away people's SNAP benefits, right? But I feel like there is a lot of SNAP fraud. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's also the other side of the coin where it's like, okay, some people are abusing it. They're exploiting the loopholes to just be on it forever for generations and so on. Or lie or what have you.
And again, this is kind of part 2, but we talked about this on the last episode. But my whole thing is we don't have enough people working in these government departments, right? Mm-hmm. So they don't have the manpower to really be following up on anybody. I kind of told you this discussion with you the other day when you're like, no, don't talk about it now. Like you need to say all this when we're podcasting. Mm-hmm. Because I had said that it needs to be treated almost like your probation officer. The same way they assign a person to you, right? When you've committed a crime. And I'm not saying being on food stamps is a crime, but the same way they check up on them, they need to check up on these people. Like hold them accountable for, you know what I'm saying?
Almost to like vet if they're really a real candidate.
Because there are people that really need it, and probably just because they make a little bit over the amount allowed, and I go back to single mothers, not saying that 2-parent households are not struggling, but I use them because it's tough for some of the single moms. And I'm sure there's single moms out there that are killing it, probably doing better than the baby daddy. That's fine too, right? But I'm saying like
I know that's right.
But I'm saying those single mothers that really are trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, they're doing their best and they're barely making ends meet still, right?
Dime and a nickel.
And those are the ones that I feel like, yeah, they have the proof to show you that they need this help, right? Versus other people who are just being lazy. Yeah, I'd love to get food stamps. If something, heaven forbid anything happened to you or to me, and we had to go apply for anything like this, we would never qualify because they go based on what you were making. You'd have to starve first you'd have to go probably to a food bank first. And even then, because I think you got to show that you're poor in food bank too or something, you know?
I saw Fluffy was doing some type of like bring cans to watch the show type thing.
And so who's he going to do that for, Thanksgiving?
I think it's for the San Antonio Food Bank or something like that.
Okay, well, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I still feel like we're just not holding people accountable. We're just letting whoever apply. We approve whatever because there's not enough people. And maybe, okay, I have been kind of out of this business for a little while now. I think it's been over 10 years that I haven't been in this type of industry. But I know that when I was working as a job placement coach and so forth, and I had my job placement agency, there was a lot of people that I worked with who refused to get a full-time job that was probably going to offer better benefits because they didn't want to lose all the other free benefits they get from the government. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, oh no, I can't work more than 20 hours. Why? Because then I won't get my food stamps.
Did you see the clip of the son filmed his mom and she was in bed and she's like, you know, Jaquavius, you not gonna go get no job or whatever, right? And he's like, Mom, why can't I go apply for the job? She's like, you finna mess up. You don't understand how this shit works. Like, it's going to trigger the thing. They're going to find out. You're going to make me lose my shit. And they were going at it.
Yeah, I mean, see what I'm saying? And it's like it hurts everybody else. It hurts those who really need it. It hurts those who are really in hell, like who are just really in need. There's families out there who are sincerely really in need and they're both trying their best and they're barely scraping to get by. And then you have people like this who don't mess up my money type people, you know, and then it's like, where's the happy medium? That, you know, it's like, what's that one person ruins it for everybody, you know?
And that's the same thing too, even like with the immigration debate, same thing, where some people argue about it only having one particular type of migrant in mind. Did you see the clip that's been going viral of this lady who was like at a Gold's Gym? Like, you saw it in Hollywood? Where she's
and on top of that, she's a lesbian. And she's like, I'm not transphobic. So for who anybody's going to want, she's like, it's the point. And it is the point. Bro, if I saw a man in the bathroom and I'm in there,
and all he had to
or
do
I'm in there with my kids,
no,
bro, it's a whole ghetto ass person you've seen right now. They not even ready for that.
And
I'd be so ghetto up in that.
You'd be like, Pete, bring your blue belt.
It'd be so awful. I'd be so pissed.
And that, you know what? That's good motivation.
And the fact that they didn't even do nothing. The fact that they just banned her.
She got banned.
How are you going to kick her out? She's the real female. And he walks right back into the bathroom like he didn't do nothing. Are you kidding me right now?
He went right back in to go flash somebody.
I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe that they took his word over hers. I mean, that's just the world, the craziness we're living in. The craziness.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Exactly. The fact that some people would intervene and say, hold on, Marisols, you just said his. It's her penis. She was flashing her penis. Because of pronouns. Crazy. How'd you see it? On Instagram? It's like all over Twitter.
It was even on my business account because I haven't really been on my personal, but trying to get right on my business.
You know what I'm talking about?
I saw it on my business account. I was like, what? I don't follow nothing political over here. Why is this showing up on this feed over here? You know? And then I was just like, I get so mad and worked up about that so bad just because.
Oh yeah, that's like.
I try my best not to. I try my best not to watch stuff. I mean, I do watch Candace Owens almost every, all her stuff. Even she's getting a little too. I'm just kind of like, just come on.
What's the most recent thing she was saying? She be finding good stuff though.
She do.
Cause it's like she said, some of the stuff like the dude, like homeboy staff, Charlie's staff, like the one dude just starts walking like nothing, and then like filmed himself. And then some other stuff, and then they updated the Wikipedia, and then there was some other stuff that I missed.
The newest one is they're basically, I think they had some kind of conference, and it was like Jewish something, and they all held signs that said Tucker Carlson isn't MAGA or something like that, and all these like young kids were in the front of the thing, and they're holding these signs. And it's all because he basically had Nick Fuentes on there. I mean, this little boy really has people so pissed off. Like, and I heard someone else's perspective. I was listening to it on the way over there, but I'd never seen that guy on my feed before. It's kind of interesting. And he was saying, I don't know what little thing they just did where J.D. Vance spoke and Erica Kirk.
Oh, they hugged.
And they said, like, the pictures are her hands running through his hair.
I don't know about that.
I saw it on this thing. Like, they're zoomed in on the. Now, it is an article that was written about her, so they could have just taken a picture while her hand was maybe happened to be there.
Well, you could just watch the video, too.
Well, I haven't watched it. So they were saying, like, basically, like, he was basically saying, Nick Fuentes has been telling y'all. Like, she's too fishy. Candace's rebuttal was today was basically like, what do you want me to say about her? Like, there's nothing for me to say about her. There's nothing for me to say. Like, oh, it's too soon. But I don't know. She has the right to talk, whenever she feels like it. If she wants to talk about her husband now, she did say the only thing, she goes, if she would have solicited my opinion, she goes, which she didn't. She goes, I would have told her to find someone else to hold the place of, what is she, CEO or whatever, or whatever she took, until she kind of calmed down, kind of figured out everything that was going on with her husband and so forth, like in place. But and then once everything kind of like got solved, then
you look like you're like a puppet, right?
Probably.
Basically.
And so I think she said that would be her only advice to her. But this guy was saying like that Nick Fuentes had been calling out, and they're like, I think J.D. Vance, I haven't looked at the Twitter war, but I guess he kind of responded to something Nick Fuentes said. And this guy was saying, he goes, y'all think Nick Fuentes ain't got the power? He goes, this is the generation that's voting. So he has a lot of power. He has a lot of power to get a lot of people to vote for whoever's going to be next.
Yeah, like a
there's so
kingmaker,
many people, you know, that follow this little boy. He's the age group that's going to be growing up with whoever these presidents are, you know, that come up next.
Yeah.
So he was expressing, like, he was just explaining, like, how much power he technically does have. J.D. Vance doesn't think so. He's like, but he said he'll either destroy you or make you. So he needs to think about what he's saying.
Well, J.D. Vance is already doing stuff as if he's, like, playing that game. Like, for example, when he did a trip to Israel, he didn't go kiss that wall. He went to, like, some other, like, Christian, some other ancient landmark artifact. Like he went to, like, I think more of a church. He didn't go kiss the wall. So that's like one little thing. And it's like, yeah, but he's still there. You know what I'm saying? He still got flued out. He got flued out, and they're over there kicking it with him, telling him what the agenda is and what we need. Meanwhile, he's like, hey, that's cool, but let me take the picture over here. And then also, J.D. Vance was invited somewhere, and they were asking him questions. And they were like, why you marry a Hindu lady? Like, she's not even Christian type thing. And he was like, and then he had to, like, tailor all his answers. Basically, he was getting hit with a lot of criticism type questions. Like, are you America first? What's up with you in Israel?
Well, because also another thing about that was the reason they were saying that little hug over there between J.D. Vance and Erica was so significant is because obviously his wife, Usha or whatever, isn't going to... Usha?
Usher?
There's no R. I think it's Usha.
Like Usher Raymond?
I think she is Hindu, so she would never convert to Christianity, right? So that's always going to be the little friction
JD's
between...
answer was, I hope that one day my wife sees things the way I see them, and she basically converts to Christianity.
And how do you raise a child in a household like that? What beliefs do you instill in those kids? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point.
And that, I never forget this. I don't know where you were. I think you were out of town, and I went to church. And I went to church by myself, and they were talking about, I think the role of, like, they were talking about marriage and all that. And it said that pretty much everybody, when they like each other, you like physically, you like something about them, you like their personality, so y'all start dating. And then as you continue to date, there's just things that you avoid, right? You don't talk about politics. You kind of don't talk about religion. You don't talk about finances. You don't talk about the important stuff. Like you don't really because you're trying to get to know each other, but you also don't want to invade anybody's privacy because y'all are so new. But technically, those are all things that are important because if you like somebody, you fall in love with somebody who's irresponsible.
Yeah.
Oops.
Spend their money on bullshit.
You know, so now it's like, okay.
I done married.
Damn. Well, not even that. Let's just say you find out.
Hold on, you like gambling? You know, you just be finding shit out.
Imagine. And,
hold on, you owe who what? On the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my God. So, stuff like that. And then when he went on to religion, which I never thought about, it was like, in my mind, and I'm just going to be sincere, in my mind, I just said, my kids are going to be my religion regardless of what my husband's, regardless of what he says. Even though we weren't together that way, like we hadn't had kids yet.
Oh, just boyfriend, girlfriend type?
No, we had Penny.
Okay.
No, we had Penny because I remember thinking, oh my God, he and I never discussed that. I just assumed we were going to do what my religion is because I would never, no offense again to people who are Catholic, but I would never do the Catholic religion just because there's just nothing about it to me that I would want. And then, I get it. There's people who are Catholic who would never be Baptist at this point,
or never
right?
be anything
but Catholic. And that's fine too. I respect that, right? So because my parents instilled a certain upbringing to me, I wanted that same type of upbringing for my children. However, you and I never discussed that. You know what I'm saying? And there's only one thing, guys, that I have to tell you, and Pete's going to know exactly what it is because I never forget it. We were driving back from one of your trips somewhere, and we were just dating. We were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I don't know what we were listening to, and I said, yeah, I don't think I'm not down for a prenup. You know which conversation I'm about? Do you remember? I always tell you this conversation. And Pete got all worked up in the car. He goes, well, I think when you marry somebody, you got to have a prenup. I said, yeah, if that's the way you're going into a marriage, I was like, you should probably never get married. Well, yeah, well, what about if the stuff you had before you got married?
What if you Jeff Bezos?
And you got this
little chick.
Okay, Jeff Bezos, I'm sure says,
you
his thing is like this.
So you gonna get that girl $8 billion, Bezos?
Yeah, if we divorce, this is all you're getting. You're not getting all this stuff. Of course, he's got to have that worked out. He's got $1 gazillion.
Of course.
And that's my whole point. Like, you didn't have $1 gazillion. So what are you talking about?
In my mind, in my
you know
head,
what I'm saying? That's funny to me too, because all that is hilarious when somebody who's got average ass money is going to be saying like, we need a prenup. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, I can't even have this combo. We're gonna have to end this combo now.
I'm Jeff Bezos in my head, though, baby. You ain't seen the prototype now. You have not seen the business plan. It's gonna be called Amazon.
And yeah. So anyway, those are things you don't discuss, right? So we never discuss religion. I just assumed you were going to say, yeah, that's cool. We'll go to your church. What if you would have said, no, actually, I want for the girls to...
Actually, I'm Hindu now.
Right? I mean, you could have said anything. That would have been awful.
I'm like, actually, I'm Israel first. Israel first.
Well, different times, I might have been like, yeah, I understand it. But right now, I'm not. Right now, I cannot vibe at all.
Oh, my God.
I cannot vibe. So, going back to J.D. Vance and his wife... how is that?
Y'all just go all the way through with it.
So what is your wife teaching your children, and what are you teaching your children? So at night when you go to bed, what do you pray? Do you pray what she believes or what you believe?
Yep.
That's tough. And that's something that you got to really think about before you jump into a marriage.
Especially when you want to be running for president. Because guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if 2028 rolls around and they try to force him on us. And then his Indian wife going to be like, and by the way, guess what, y'all? Not only are we running, but I'm Christian now. Just for the cameras.
Okay, but real quick. Wouldn't that offend her family though? Because she comes
probably
from
like, y'all know
family.
what it is. We're trying to win. We're trying to get in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough. All that is tough, man. That's why, like, politics is that you have to have the right skin for that. Like, you're either be tough, you can have to be able to put up. You have to be witty the way J.D. Vance is, because I'm gonna have to give him for his little wittiness. He's real good with the comebacks. I mean, he's quick.
Yeah, even if he might be. How do they describe him? Like just kind of like groomed and picked and placed, basically, and then they're just gonna shove him down our throat, saying like, "Look, don't y'all want America to be great?"
I feel like he's just. I know he was going to school. He was like law major, right?
I think so.
So I feel like if he would have been a lawyer, I think he would have been great at his job, because just the way he just has the answers. Like, he just has the answers. It almost feels like on the spot. Like, did you get the questions before, sir? Like, did somebody show them to you before?
Is that your wife?
You like, because how y'all know? How you just have the quick answers? And then if he's like thinking, he'll just go, well, like he does this mannerism. I can't even do it right now because I can't even move I really can't move my neck. But, like he does this mannerism, and I already know. It's almost like, it's weird. It's almost like his brain is thinking, like his hamster is working so hard right now. Like, come on, find the best answer. Boom, got it. And it's like, he answers it,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that way about Nick Fuentes. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people don't like that little boy. Now, sometimes I think he does go overboard with his stuff. I'm not going to lie. I ain't going to lie. Some of his stuff, okay.
Did you hear I used one of his sounds today in a clip?
No, I did not.
You liked it. I think you shared it to your story or something.
Oh, great. I just share your stuff regardless of what it is all the time in my story. I don't. Sometimes I just do it.
You got Nick Fuentes on your story.
Oh, wow.
It's his voice, but it's funny. what he's saying.
But my whole point is that I like him, but sometimes I do feel he come off a little bit racist. I can see where people feel that about him. I guess because I feel like I know his personality, because I feel like he does this sometimes to poke and piss off people.
Well, yeah,
it's
he
like
says
his
sometimes
way.
he says things ironically to troll.
Yeah, and you can tell.
But overall, in general, like, he makes his arguments.
Yeah, and he's very, man, the interview with him and Tucker, I'm sorry, I don't know how many kids his age can speak as well as he does. You can tell he's well read. You can tell he's studied. You can tell it's almost like he knows how to debate. So if you sat this little boy down to debate somebody, he's finna get you. Like, just be prepared. A 70-year-old man or 50-year-old man.
Ben Shapiro,
like,
he don't want no smoke.
I would love for him and Ben Shapiro to go at it. I'd love it. I'd love for them to battle, like, for debate. Like,
well, just
I'd love
basically
to see
take him out and knock him out, right? Because as it is, he's already surpassing the amount of, like, listens and streams and, like, audience numbers.
Oh, yes.
I think on one particular app for sure. But yeah, just the fact that, like, they hated on him so much and tried to just, like, take him out from the beginning. Like, when he was still in college, they were trying to, like, cancel him and everything else.
And the fact that somebody was really trying to kill him, too.
That, too. So
That's crazy.
So basically, like, I heard him say one time how he got canceled off anything. Couldn't fly on a plane. Couldn't use PayPal. So basically, if I'm not mistaken, he was saying, like, thanks to the Super Chats, we've been able to make it this far without being running around trying to get the little sponsors.
And where does the Super Chat money go? Like, is that a whole different bank account, or?
I just think he was banned on PayPal. So I don't know. Maybe the timeline, I'm throwing it off and I'm not making no sense. But I heard him say, like, thanks to the Super Chats, that's what's allowing us to to have been running it and keeping it going, because we don't got, like, a bunch of sponsors and like that type of backing. It's like backing by the people.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of tough. I like listening to him. Like I said, sometimes I'm just like, okay, you've gone a little bit far. Like, and I know he uses the N-word to keep trolling everybody. I know he does it, right? But sometimes I even get offended. I'm like, damn, bro, like, cool it with the N-word.
I heard him one time when he was doing going off on that, when he was basically saying, like, he's like, this is what it is. This is what it means. He's like, you're working hard, trying to do right. You're down on your luck. He's like, you ain't got no handouts. Your parents ain't got no connections. You just getting, you know what I mean? You just a real ass. Basically saying, like on that particular rant, he was basically saying, like we get hated on and we still got motion type shit, basically. Like, they're trying to block us every single wave since the beginning. They've been trying to block us. He's like, and we still here because we some bleep.
How old is he? He's so young, right? He's not
20s.
even 30. He's not even 30. I'm sorry, but in my 20s, I was worried about the next club I was going to go to next weekend. I'm just going to be real honest with y'all. I was worried about where I was going next weekend, what outfit I was going to wear. I was definitely zero interested in anything political. I was living my best life. I was traveling. I did not care. Like, I literally did not care. And I hope that I can do differently for my children, to where I'd like for us to have conversations about this, because I didn't have political conversations with my parents. First of all, we never saw eye to eye because I just never understood how they were so conservative, considering that they were immigrants, right? Really, probably more so my mom than my dad, I think, because my mom's always kind of been a little, like, more in tuned with kind of like politics and global history and all that. So really more so my mom. I think I've said this story a million times. I remember, like, this was another thing happening. I think it was during Obama, and my mom was like, yeah, they need to deport them all. And I was like, how dare you say that if you're an immigrant? And she's like, sí, pero yo no vine aquí a pedir. Yo vine a trabajar. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're still an immigrant. How dare you?
You think they're going to accept you?
I said, they'll never. She goes, I don't care. I don't care if a black person likes me. I don't care if a white person likes me. She's like, I'm here to make money. She's like, and that's all I came here for. She goes, and as a matter of fact, I didn't even want to be here. It was your dad's fault while we're here. She's like, I was fine in Mexico. She's like, it was your dad who wanted to be with his family. He's like, that's how we ended up staying here. Your dad had a good job. Your dad chose to come work hard here when he had an office job in Mexico in a suit every day, but he chose to come here and work hard. He's like, I never understood it. I never understood why we stayed here. He's like, when he had it real easy, like back home. And he was like, but he wanted to be here with his family. We were the only ones that had stayed behind. And he had promised, my mom says, she tells me the same story. He had promised me that we were going to go back. And he had made all this money from working because he was working with my grandpa and his friends, and they had gotten him in. And anyway, he was like, man, my mom's like, oh, well, cool. Our visa's done. Like, we're going back. It's like, man, my friend is saying I shouldn't go back because, like, I've already kind of established a relationship at work. Like, I'm already in. It's going to be harder in the future if they start putting in more laws. Like, at least now, like, you're working this social security number and, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. So my mom's like, no. You said we were going back. It's like, come on, man.
And then your dad said, hey.
And then my dad said, we're staying.
I'm the man of the house.
And they stayed, and here I am.
I'm calling shots, and you gonna
my
follow
mom said, you would have been born in Mexico.
And I'd have had to come get you.
And you would have to come find me, boo.
I'd have to come find you.
Yeah. So I never understood what my parents, right? I never understood why my mom felt that way, considering that I always felt like she was an immigrant herself, but they see it from a different one. To begin with, my parents are Christian, so it's a whole different point of view for them there first, right? And then secondly, I think they felt like, because my mom will tell you up and down, your grandfather never had to, like, she is so proud of my grandpa. That ain't even her dad. That's my dad's dad. But she's like, your grandpa ain't never asked for SHIT. He's like, none of your 8 kids in the house. He didn't have to ever ask for no food stamps, no help, government assistance. He goes, your grandfather took care of all of them. So if you want me to feel sorry for anybody else out here, who's asking for food stamps, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not feeling sorry for them, because here this man who didn't know the language came here and took care of all these kids with no handout.
Who's the best?
And our beautiful kids
They're here
doing a cameo on the episode.
Look at mine.
So cute.
My 4-year-old said the sweetest thing at dinner. Sonny, what did you say today when you gave me a kiss and we're eating?
Be honest. If
You said, I want to sit here next to
You can
my...
actually put that on.
I know.
You said, my precious dad.
Oh, yeah, I said that.
Is that your LO boo-boo?
Look, go show Daddy.
I'll wear this tomorrow.
Guys,
Beautiful.
we're recording.
It's
Remember I
the LO
told
boo-boo
y'all?
episode, guys. Super chat, super chats.
I
If y'all want us to have a babysitter when we record this, send your
So
super
we don't
chats.
get interrupted.
So we out the mud with it.
Hey, I gotta.
Wow, those are really cool.
Hi, channels.
Thanks, Mom, for buying them
Hi,
more
channels.
toys.
Okay. Hey, guys.
They're like high
All right,
channel.
leave us alone. I told you to get into pajamas.
Hey, you're 7. You gotta help us out.
Penny,
You're 7. You're
can
in
you
charge.
help me out by telling your sister to get on pajamas so we can continue recording?
Like 10 more minutes, because we.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, going back to that. So,
Labubu interview.
anyway, going back to my mom, why she felt that way is I think she saw that example. She saw that this example of this man who came here with nothing and, took care of all these kids. Obviously, they weren't rich. They weren't like dripping with money. Excuse me, but
But they weren't trying to like finesse the system. Yeah.
No, not at all. Never. And then I think I told you that the first time I was told what food stamps were, I think I was at my dad's cousin's house.
I heard. Okay, go ahead. Finish your story.
I don't know. And I was mad because they had all the good snacks. And I remember going home because we never had those little individual chip bags. Did you at your house?
Maybe later. No.
Yeah, my parents never did. They bought the big chip bag, and you better get your little Ziploc bag, and you put just what you're going to eat. You're not.
Well, you gotta remember, like my mom took care of foster kids.
Oh, okay.
So she kind of ran it like a little school in a way.
Okay. Oh, so
where
you had to, yeah.
I
see.
that part's kind of like fuzzy in my head, but I think
Because you were older, right?
yeah, I was older, but yeah, they were all like younger than me. But yeah, in my head, I distinctly remember, like, I know what you're talking about. Like that Frito-Lay variety pack, that's a luxury.
Yeah,
Like,
we
that's
didn't get
high-end.
that.
Listen. I heard a statistic, and y'all can fact check it. Let me know if it's true. But something like 33% of California residents are on, I think, food stamps or something like that.
33%?
So, like basically one in three people is on, I forget what type of assistance. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I don't know if it's like some type of welfare, some type of government assistance, or if it was specifically SNAP, EBT, food stamps, or something like that. But that's crazy. 1 in 3? 1 in 3.
Well, I think I told you I follow some
that's
girl.
That's how you know it's high in California.
I follow some girl that she interviews people crossing, is it Tijuana?
Yeah, they live in Tijuana.
And I think I told you this. They're actually U.S. citizens, bro, and they live in Tijuana, but they still get their benefits. So they come over to work, but they live over here. So they take their American dollar and go live in they
Tijuana
live
rent.
Yeah, and then but they live decent in Tijuana because they're making this U.S. dollar. But she says we can't make it. We can't make it living in California with this money that we're making. We had to move over here. So they moved over there, and they cross every morning to come to work. And the kids go to school in the U.S., but they live in Tijuana.
So what is your prediction in terms? I even heard that I heard like this administration was gonna cover 50% through November of like some of the EBT SNAP stuff. And also,
what does that mean, coverable?
Like basically fund, like I don't know if it's like only half of y'all getting cut off or all y'all getting half y'all's money, something like that. Like they're gonna free up some money somehow. It might have been fake, right? Because you just be seeing shit and scrolling, and it's probably fake, for all I know.
Yeah.
But what was it I was gonna say?
50% is getting.
Oh, Elon Musk, the Elon Musk episode. I heard it's the most listened to, streamed, most views on the Joe Rogan, and he was talking a lot about that, like basically saying like the real reason they don't want this government shutdown is because if it lasts long, a bunch of people are gonna self-deport. Like, hey, I'm going back to Syria, Turkey, or wherever Egypt or something.
Because they're just not going to get
like basically like I can't make it out here without y'all backing me up, so I'm gonna have to probably leave, basically. And then but that's the power base for some of the political, like, you know what I mean, basically the Democrats. He basically said like that's their scam. It's they utilize those people for voters and things like that, for census numbers, for the representation in the seats, the way the population is. And like the representatives that each state has, even though, let's just say California or any of these states, Massachusetts, they'll have a lot of conservative people, but they don't have like Republican, what do you call
representatives?
them? Yeah, representatives basically, because of the way the numbers are finessed, and supposedly like if people start leaving because you're not hooking them up with stuff, there goes their vote and their base and their power and their ability to basically have power.
So what's your prediction?
Well, I was going to ask you, so I guess I'll give you my prediction in terms of how bad can shit get, right? I feel like if you start seeing, oh man, some people are going to do some crash dummy stuff, and like they ran up in this one store, you know, and things like that, and like, oh no, police are, you know, outnumbered. I feel like a lot of that is probably going to be worse on social media than you actually, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it being everywhere, if that makes sense. Like, in other words, social media is going to amplify it more than anything. Just like the protests. And,
I see what you mean.
you know,
Yeah.
like I was in East LA when all the No Kings and all that stuff, you know, when my show downtown got canceled.
Okay, what does that even mean? What does No Kings mean? Like, I know it was funny because when they interviewed Trump, I'm not even a king. I'm not even a king. That was so funny to me.
That,
I said, oh, there he is.
There was someone trying to contend against me as a king. But here I am, still just your president. I got scared. I heard no kings, I got scared. I thought someone was challenging me to bring monarchy.
He's such a, I swear, he's such a troll, bro.
Yeah, so, oh, what does it mean? Basically, I think the angle that they're trying to pull with that is basically like, hey, everybody that's upset with something, and you need somebody to blame, basically, right? Like, hey, is the rent too expensive where you live? Yeah, right? Do you feel like you don't get a good wage? Yeah. Is shit too expensive? Yeah. Are your rights, people infringing on your rights? Are you an ally? Are you pro-immigrant? Okay, then no kings. It's just something they can kind of just, basically like F Trump, and I'm sure some people are just like F capitalism, F white people. Some of them are probably just like F, just the government. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they'll just pull up.
I think if we just honestly would focus on stop making everything racial, like just do things that make you happy and stop assuming that it's a cultural thing just because you're doing something that makes you happy. One, if like stop getting held back from being successful just because of these cultural norms, right? That only a certain race is allowed to leave generational wealth. I'm going to say this, and I know we've got to end it, but when we were watching Ali Sadiq the other night, and he was talking about his son, which is funny if y'all haven't watched it.
My two sons, yeah.
And he said, son, I've left generational wealth for you and for your kids, for you and your kids and your kids' kids, or something like. He said, I said, wow, to be able to say something like that is very powerful, and it should make anybody who is of color realize that this person's got a criminal background. He talks about being in jail, and yet he is leaving generational wealth to his children. That just goes to show you that life is about choices. So you can have a rich kid who was born with all the privileges, quote unquote, quote, right? And then we can talk about a Hispanic kid that was just not brought up with any type of money, right? But this kid that didn't come up with any money, his mentality is like, F this. I'm not going to be poor. I'm not going to live paycheck to paycheck. I'm going to do better than what I was raised in. And this kid over here who had everything just takes it all for granted and maybe just ends up being a drug addict out on the street because it was all handed to him, right? Those are the choices that he made, even though he had all the means. This kid who didn't have all the means chose a different path. So that's just to show you that, and vice versa. The kid over here with all the privileges, hey, he just may use that like, hell yeah, mama got it.
They're gonna say vice versa time.
No, vice versa. Like y'all, everybody makes fun of the way I say it. Anyway, my point of that was there's choices in life, and we all have choices regardless of our circumstances, right? We have the choice to want to do better regardless of your circumstances, because just stop playing the blaming game. Stop blaming everybody else for you not being able to be successful. And that's all there is to it. If you really want to be successful, then, you know what I'm saying? Make a plan. Make a vision board. You know what I'm saying? Talk about how you fit to do this. Put money aside. Start saving. Open up a 401k. Do whatever it is. I would say open up a college fund, but I don't even know at this point if college is even necessary at the rate we're going. But you know what I'm saying? Like, leave things ready for your kids. Should you pass, like, make sure you have life insurance. Don't leave your kids with burden. All those things are important, which don't sound like nothing, but it is something in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Another thing too about Ali Sadiq is that he tours a lot, but he also cranks out specials. And those specials get a lot of views, and they're very professionally done. Just really funny, well executed, master storyteller, hilarious. But that part to me is impressive. Like on top of, like, damn, you know how to tell a story.
Yeah,
On
he's a good storyteller.
Yeah, on top of all that, it's also like you were able to release and produce and create those specials in spite of traveling and being on the road so much. You know what I mean? So that's one of the takeaways. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then I mean, church this weekend was about a mentor, right? About having mentors.
and that's why I texted him. That's why I texted Ali.
Oh,
Because that whole thing about the mentors.
yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like everybody. This is the thing that I think I don't know where or how this type of mentality came from, where it's like, oh, if you have too many friends of these, it's like, oh, you're trying to be that. If you have too many friends of these, oh, look at you, you're that, right? But I think you had a great conversation with someone today, and he made excellent points. And I think I've talked about this once before. Maybe I've talked about it with you, but I kind of talked about how the group of women that I'm currently hanging with, right? They were able to connect me with things that I was never connected before. And I just thought that advertising my name would only happen at these types of markets, right? Because that's all I knew. I didn't know about this other world of, I call it, they get mad when I say, they're like, can you find a more luxury word to call us? I said, carnies. You know, I said that, this world of carnies, right? I didn't realize that there's a whole game of this. And it's like, but there's people in this game that only live off of doing this. This is their bread and butter.
Basically like boutiques, women's accessories, and apparel.
And even other people, some people do sell like just jewelry, jams. There was a lady in front of us the other day who was just selling pickles.
And well, that person probably does like farmers markets and.
But my point is, that's some of these people. That's how they make a living, right? And I've learned so much from them because they had so much to teach, right? Not saying I didn't learn from this other circle, but it was like, oh wait, I don't need to be there. I'm here now. Let me jump on this and let me learn from it. And who else do I need to talk to so that I can just keep moving up? Who do I need to be friends with? And it is very important to have friends that can connect you, because imagine this. If you have a friend that could connect you, right? But then you meet somebody else and they're like, oh man, I've been really needing, I'm just going to use the examples of, like, let's just say a carpenter, right? Oh, I've been really needing somebody to come do something to my house. Oh, you know what? Let me tell so-and-so, because they're doing excellent work. And then it's all this networking happens. One of the things that I feel like sometimes, I don't know about in the male world, but in the female world within Hispanics, I think a lot of times we don't do a lot of the supporting and networking, even if you don't like each other, like in the places that I've been in that are not predominantly Hispanic, okay? Even if they don't really they're not cool, they'll still refer you. Like, even if you're not like besties, we're not having coffee or you're not coming over my house, it's still like, hey, I'm reaching out to you because so-and-so said you might be interested. And you're all like, oh, I only talked to that person like 2 other times. I can't believe they remembered me, right? But for some reason, sometimes in the Hispanic world, what I've noticed when I've gone to networking events, it's like, it's a who's who. It's what did you wear, right? And I always call that new money, when you have to come in and, just
you're trying to be flashy.
You're just trying to be too much.
You're
too much. It's like new money. Like, rich people don't do that shit. Like, I'm just saying that. But, I'm not rich, but I'm just telling y'all. I've seen people with money, like real money, and they're not doing the shit that people who are just coming up are doing.
Yeah, I know. I was probably guilty of some of that. Like, think about it. Like,
and you were new money.
And it was typical rapper stuff, though, right? It's like, of course I've got the rims on the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I know you noticed the pinky ring, sir.
I've I like luxury things, but I've never been somebody who's been like, I must be luxury from head to toe. I will maybe have like a luxury
Little
something.
Dolce shades.
Yeah, I might have some little Dolce. Yeah, I might have some, some like.
They know the little Balenci's.
But it's like my shirt may be from like, Target or like, I was wearing, everybody was complimenting my pink shoes from yesterday. Those were from Walmart. Those are Walmart kids shoes, by the way. Those are size 4 kids shoes. And I was getting all kind of compliments. I said, Walmart, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I mean. Like,
that's real style. That's real fashion. When you can make like anything off any rack just look fly. Or how you wear it.
I mean, I just really feel like, I just really feel that humans are very interesting. I mean, I've always thought that. I'm very observant, and so like of behavior and how someone is, and I can just kind of tell you like, yeah, I don't know about that person. I kind of told you, or da. And yeah, that's kind of something that I always notice, and I feel like if Hispanics really stuck together, like legit stuck together, and really said, hey, so and so, man, you got to go eat at their taco place, bro. Hombre, don't go to that one. So. There's an even better one than that. They don't even make the blah, blah, blah. Damn, bro, but that person just worked so hard to like, their business is popping. The lines to the down, there's people waiting outside and you're still going to say there's a better one than that one. That's cool. You don't have to, like, I feel like there's no need to say like, oh, there's a better one. I would have personally said something like, yeah, this shit is good. You also need to try blah, blah, blah. And it's also, Hispanic owned or whatever, something cool like that. I never like to say I'm like Latina owned. I will just tell you that right now. And I know I will probably get bashed about that, but like I am female owned, but I never like to put myself in this bubble because I never want to like just be this. I can only be this because I've trapped myself in this bubble. I've never done that.
Rapper.
Or like, I just don't want to be in that bubble. I just want to be a female entrepreneur who owns this business. And if I can give an opportunity this is why I was trying really hard to do those boxes when I had my Patrona thing of finding other businesses that had stuff in these Patrona boxes. And if I could just...
Oh, yeah, that was a lot of work when you
Y'all don't even know, like, how hard it was to really get people... I was giving y'all free advertising to people. It was
just a whole other project.
But I was giving free advertisement to these small businesses. And I wasn't trying to act like, oh, I had all these people, because I only had 50 patronas in my group. But you know what? These were 50 people that would have probably never known about your brand had I not put it in their box. I was really trying to make that a thing, and really trying to make it like, let's support each other. And it was like, I would get questioned like, oh, so what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, like if I'm going to drop off 50 soaps.
Like, you think I'm just going to give 50 soaps? Or like, I'm showing you like, these are my, I had a whole intro when I would reach out to people. I would show like the members.
Okay. Yeah.
I would show like the members I had. I would show like, these are people who are subscribed. They're not like these fake people. I didn't just make up these random.
Yeah, I'm not trying to steal your 50
I'm not.
soaps.
And it was just so hard. And I get it, but it was like, I don't know. Like for me, it was kind of like, I need y'all to like really, I really wanted to grow on that. I really wanted my business to be like, oh, I carry clothes made by so-and-so who is another Latina.
Yeah.
Oh, I carry jewelry made by... I'm finally kind of there. I'm having jewelry made by Latinas currently, right now. So, which I don't think I've even announced that.
You're like, even though I don't want to be a Latino-owned business.
But I want to support other Latinas businesses within my business. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, just in general... Yeah, just
Let me help.
Just in general.
Yeah, I wanted that to
good
be
good networking, good relationships.
Yes, I wanted that to be the whole thing with me, just collaborating. Yeah, I wanted my brand to be curated by other, not just Latinas, but just female owned. I just wanted it to be a female owned thing, and the only one I was able to do that. You want me to describe
what this box is?
Sure, for people that don't.
A little bit of context, right? As we wrap this up. Because we're literally at an hour. Basically, Marisol took on the project when she had the Patreon and had the patronas. It was this one particular level tier, where as part of their subscription, they would also receive a curated box of a variety pack of just goodies and things and accessories that Marisol basically handpicked through the networking and the relationships of these other businesses, where you can get like sample size and just, variety.
And they weren't about that life. They didn't see the vision. Funny thing though, look what type of business I ended up being in.
Like
I was doing online what somebody's doing in a store without even trying.
Oh, because
that's kind of what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to be a place where I could help other female-owned businesses. I don't have a huge following, but I have somewhat of a following. And I felt like if I could introduce your product to all these females who do follow me, it would be a great thing. We're all growing. We're all growing. This is beneficial to everybody, to me, to you, to the future people that may shop with you. They may not buy your stuff instantly, but you know what? The next time they think of somebody who's got, an oil of some sort, they'll think of you, because they'll be like, oh, wait, didn't I get something from this box the other day? That was my whole plan. That's really what I wanted to do with it. That's why I love it.
But it was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, because it was like trying to reach out to new people every month was hard. Nobody would respond. I was like playing like, not bill collector. That's not the right word, but I was I'm following up about my email. Like, do you think you want to participate?
We're trying to ship these out.
The vision was good.
Yeah,
the vision was there.
It's just a lot of work for one person who also has kids and a husband and manages a husband's tour.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, you're curating and you're doing it every month, and it's a great idea,
Which is why I think the Hive is such a great idea. That's my ultimate goal at the end of the day, is having something like that.
Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in and listening and being a part of the movement, the Cafecito Time movement. And we're excited for this season, because this is our time to shine. You know what I mean? Because it's that little fall weather. When them clocks go back like that.
And I said that when I get my living room going, there's an echo in here, it's because that's how empty this living room is, y'all. When this living room is up and going, I do want to do live so that we can do super chats.
Sure.
We still can, and we can get all that.
Honestly, I'm not really tripping a whole lot about do we film it, do we not. I'm just excited to being so consistent to where people are like, man, I just had a great winter. And you know what I mean? It's like, I just had a nice routine. The weather's good or whatever, depending on where y'all live. And it's like kids, family, good food, and just consistent cafecito.
Yeah, there you go.
And there it is, all about the relationships episode. All right, y'all.
Who's your mentor?
Latino-owned podcast.
Yeah,
you went with the gender though. It's like, I'm not Latino, but I am female.
I did go with the gender. That's all right, because I'm finna be all about women empowerment, baby.
What if I tell people I'm
black, white, Asian? I don't care.
I'm a man-owned business.
There you go. They don't care though.
I'm a male-owned business.
They don't care when it's a male-owned. That's why if men were smarter about having women run their business, they'd get a lot more done.
What do you mean?
I think in a business world, if you had more women running it, I think a lot of work would get done.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the debate we about to have.
Tune in for Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.